Hello everyone, this is Sado and we're about to see a pretty interesting game because today we will see two best teams so far after 3 rounds. This is a 4th round game between Ritter, Destodes and Grossmeister. And on the other side we've got Bozzo and Don't Talk. We're about to see the fight map stage first, and later we will wait a while until they pick a map and start the game. And then we'll finally be able to see what happens in this long anticipated game, which some could even call a small final. While we're waiting, we can take a quick look at the current standings. So after 3 rounds, Mutterland, so Ritter and Gross, is on the first place due to the Buchholz points difference. And für Deutschland, Bozzo and Don't Talk is on the second place with the same amount of points. The third place is for SoundCloud, but they played one more game, that's why. And the fourth place for Drankel and Zrankel, right? Yeah. But these teams both played 2 games already, so it's the reason why they have the same amount of points as the leaders. Just waiting for Gross, so let's give it a quick look at the situation here. Okay, so we're still waiting for Decan and Hello Kitty to play their 4th games as well. So we can check what awaits them. Okay, so Decan waits to play against No Skill No Fun. Hello Kitty plays against Uncle for Trash, which is kinda hilarious. And this probably means these 6 teams will likely play against each other in the next round. But ML already plays against Deutschland now. Deutschland already defeated SoundCloud. D and Z played against ML, so they can't play against each other. Okay, but I guess there will be time to continue these divagations a bit later, because the fight map starts right now. And as we can see, we've got a diagonal situation. Alright, this is unfortunate. I don't like these kinds of fights here. But perhaps they will be able to join forces, at least on the right side. Or they will try to attack. But they won't, I guess. So to those who don't remember, this map is shrinking over time, so you need to be somewhat fast in occupying the middle of the map or winning the game. I'm not sure if I like what Bozzo is doing here. Does he see that? Not really. A little risky position. He's catching? Okay, he's getting caught by 2. This is kinda GG. Unless Don't Talk walks in a nice way, which is still possible. Nice amount of lags from Ritter, by the way. Right. I can't figure out if it's good or bad. I think Gross will die somewhat quickly because Dotok is already on his X-bows. But same goes for Bozo, who caught Gross on the top as well. So it's kind of tough. I mean, if Bozo managed to go back with these earlier, could be fine. But it seems like it wasn't that good for the Polish crew. I mean, it's hard to tell for me because Ritter's army was. Yeah, he lost quite some troops and he mostly has crappy melee left. But they shouldn't catch that, I think, yet. Or maybe. This is interesting. Bozo saved a few crossbows as well. Same goes for Groz actually. So they're still fighting. This is super weird fight, I gotta say. Can't really say what will happen, but might be that Bozo will try to shoot these crossbows. It's extremely risky maneuver, but it might work given that Ritter has to move most of his melee here. Alright, might. It's weird. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, that's pretty obvious now, yeah. GG. So the Russians won the fight stage. And we start the map picking. Okay, so we've got 15 maps and we're waiting for the Russian team to start, or the Polish team, I don't remember. Forgot the rules for a while. It seems like the Russians start. Okay, Dunes of Death and Petra. So Petra is one of the easy maps, I guess. Maybe not as easy as Silverhaven, but still somewhat easy. Waveonia and Chaotica. Interesting. Guess they don't like Thunder's maps. Ide and Rifkin War. Guess they don't like Thunder's maps either. Mirage and Double Rods. Some interesting choices. Ide and Mirage, I would like to see these ones getting played. Pretty interesting maps. I think last time I streamed it was E-Day, but I might be wrong. So we've got 7 left, and we're waiting for the Russians to make their 2 next bans. And we've got a Russian streamer as well. Yeah, why not? Yo, Teddy, Mickey, and Mr. Traitor. Frozen Fields and Silverhaven. So I guess we made Mitrela's and Reggie's sad at the same time. We're left with Arctic, Burning Skies, Klissich, Nomad and Livenlands. I'm pretty sure everyone bans Nomad and Burning Skies. Oh, so Klissich is banned. That's interesting. Which means we'll probably play Riverlands? That's a super weird choice. That's an interesting take. And we've got Arctic. Okay, I like that choice. I kind of like the winter maps. And this might be interesting for these players. We don't play this map too often, but if I remember correctly, it had somewhat. It was somewhat hard to make a nice base here because there's not that much farming space. But I need to refresh my memory when we take a look at the map before I say anything more about it. I kind of thought the map choice would be more boring, so this is kind of nice. Yep, the map is super old. The map was actually created in the same year that I started playing the remake, so it's quite old. Slightly refreshed by Thunder. I'm guessing he only added the the random stallhouse script for the tournament in this RandTour'25 version. And this was a time when maps were done in a bit different way. I guess Arctic is a bit different than the classic 6p maps, for example, or 8p maps. Because it's even older than most top maps we played, most top maps that were popular. And it's a 4-player map, so those were done in a bit different way back then. Probably a lot of wilderness influences here, although I see the battlefield is a bit different than on wilderness. Who do I think is gonna win? This is the toughest question of that kind regarding this game, because on paper, Ritter and Gross should win over anyone, but then you could see that Bozo and Don't Talk are in really good shape this year. Bozo was always one of those players who had a high chance if they had a good teammate who was in shape. And this year, alright. And this year Bozo shows pretty cool games in this tournament so far. And Don't Talk is the best he ever was, basically. Since a couple of months he's really good. So it's really hard to answer. If I think there might be like very small chance one of the Polish guys could screw up, and there's almost zero chance that the Russian team will screw up their builds. In fights, I think it's pretty even. Bozo is a really good fighter. The Russians are really experienced and quite good as well. And Don't Talk also progressed a lot this year with fighting skills as well. I think this is going to be a very even game if nothing unexpected happens. It's definitely the one I've been waiting for the most in this tournament. Even if it's not a final or anything, it's only 4th round, so this is uh, theoretically this is not important. Whoever wins here and whoever loses, they will both advance. I'm pretty sure of it. I don't see how they couldn't. They already have 3 wins each, and it seems like other teams are not really able to defeat them. Ritter and Gross already won against Classic and Terry, while Bozo and Don't Talk won against SoundCloud, so W33 and Mitrelas. It was a little surprise for me, even with the fact that I know they're in a pretty good shape this year. I was still a bit surprised, and I finally believed back by then that they might even try to score a win against Ritter and Gross here. Evening Thunder. Yeah, I mean, Ritter definitely has an opinion of being a pretty good fighter. With Gross, I think it depends. It's like when he's with Ritter, he can be good. I wouldn't worry too much about him. Yeah. But I think in fighting skill, I would say the teams might be even. I would say Bozo and Ritter are even, or maybe Bozo is slightly better. But I guess we'll see. As you probably noticed by now, we're playing top versus bottom. Let's check out the locations. There's a lot of iron here. Interesting. Of course, it's far away. Just like coal. Are all the logs the same? Oh, this one is a bit tough with gold. But I guess you can build like Bozo does right now towards the top. Yeah, like this, I guess. Yeah. There's actually a lot of space here. You can keep building as much as you want, I guess. Of course, you have to stop at some point. Alright. Oh, look at this stone. It's kinda annoying. I'm wondering how Ritter will want to approach it. I guess it will work. I don't think he's going to make a lot of buildings here. Maybe only the woodcutters, but maybe not too far away. He can also keep planting like here if he needs to, and will probably move most of his buildings towards the top to reach the iron here and there somewhat quickly. What's annoying on this lag, however, is that I mean, building farms here might be a challenge. Gross's location has a lot of space and some opportunities, I guess. Goes without saying that he'll probably make a forest here, make the woodcutters maybe here as well, because these are the areas which don't bring too much problems to him if he makes trees in this area long term. I think we didn't focus on Antares, on Dontok space yet. I mean, apart from pretty far gold and coal, it feels pretty much sandbox to me. You can build whatever you want. I'm not too thrilled about the forests of this lac, I guess. They're pretty annoying, but I mean, it's like, okay, maybe it balances itself out with details lock a bit, because I think it looks a bit better for the left side guys. They have a lot more trees a bit further away, that's true, but they shouldn't be afraid of not having enough wood production. Look at that Botsos road. Interesting. I mean, not like he has a choice, but I think it's actually going to work well too. He'll just need to take care about some shortcuts a bit later, I guess. What's annoying here is that you can see the gold is pretty far away from the coal. The coal is kind of far in general. I mean, you have a small patch over here, but then you have to go like this for the rest, and it's kind of annoying. I wonder if we can we expect some iron only builds here? How feasible would that be? There's a lot of iron mountains and iron slots here. I think Retail might consider this especially, but I guess every location has a possibility to do that. Not to mention, you could do iron plus town hall build on some logs, I guess. Although, I mean, in the case of Gross, I would probably just take these ones and maybe consider town hall a bit later on, but care about iron first. I don't know. Retail seems to be going here because he needs the woodcutters. I get it. And he takes 3 gold mines. Let's take a look at how many houses everyone has. Okay, I got a feeling, looking at this, that he might try a town hall build, but not 100% sure yet. Don't talk. You can see that he kinda struggles to get his gold up in time because of the coal being ridiculously far away from his storehouse. Long time had might have noticed by now or not, but seems like Dieter is trolling our clan today for a change. Fleece wood quick farms. It screams normal build to me. We're gonna make 3 more a bit later. Maybe a quick look at the charts. Also slightly behind. Interesting. It's probably too early to figure anything out of these. The gold is a bit better for the bottom team already. But of course it's way too early for these charts to be any useful. Yeah, this gold will kind of work, but yeah, but now I can see that the gold is way less annoying for the detail here. Gross is in somewhat similar situation to... Oh no, this is even less annoying than what Dontak has. Just look at these roads that he had to make, yeah. I failed to see how this is balanced, to be honest. Sure, their iron is quite far away for the bottom team. But then Dontok has it even worse. Yeah, his lock is like really crap. I have no doubt he will do his best, but the bottom team already has a huge handicap in my opinion. It could be an interesting strategy to try to go for this one, like here. Make the initial base a bit smaller instead of going all the way to the top there. Maybe that was a mistake actually. Yeah. Not sure if this would be a huge difference, but yeah, Predator is the fastest with the woodcutter so far. You can even see that already. Of course, this is the moment when everybody's cutting down, and those who are planting more than cutting will not be visible here yet. So it's impossible to say from the charts alone. But you know what? It would be an interesting idea to have a category here for planted trees. This would be super useful for streaming because the planting speed is a very important factor in base building at such an early moment of the game, and it could already tell us who has the biggest chance to screw up. Because if somebody has too much wood, it's not really important. If somebody has way less than the others, it's a clear indicator that something wrong might be happening here. Oh, wait. Yeah, like I mentioned before, the top has a bit tougher gold. Oh, speaking of gold, I think we can see somebody going for a town hall. Otherwise he wouldn't need to take all the gold mines here. I think Bozzo is going for the kind of strategy that me and Pietro are usually going for. Because if he wants to catch all the gold mines that early, it means he will focus on Town Hall as one of the two core army styles he's going to use. The other one obviously being Iron, but let me... Oh, sorry, he's going for all three. Yeah, this is interesting. So he's got like 5 gold mines, he's going for a swine farm and for iron at the same time. Although I'm not quite sure if he's going to actually make the iron, because he doesn't do anything with it so far. Yeah, I guess we'll see. He has plenty of choices to make here. He definitely has a lot of space to plant forests on, so he might choose to just trade everything he can. This will be an interesting one. How about Bozzo's base? Yeah, just showed that one. Grossmeister, similar story. Very obviously goes for a town hall. 5 gold mines getting taken, and we can say the same about Ritter. How about Don't Talk? I guess he's the only one going for the traditional build. I mean, on his location, no matter what he chooses, it's not going to be super great. So I'm really curious if he can pull off a good base with such a crappy luck. His timings are somewhat good for such a bad location, comparing him with Bozzo at least. But actually, you can see all the players are somewhat struggling here. That's interesting. I definitely missed something. Do you guys... did you guys notice anything? Because... Okay, I guess maybe Rita needed a bit more time to reach the woodcutters here. But still, I don't understand why he was kinda slow. I mean, he kinda put focus on the gold mines. He's a bit faster than the other players with them. But other than that, I don't see why he's a bit slow to try and reach the iron, for example. Like, okay, it's far, but he doesn't even attempt to go for it. He went for the gold first, but I guess it's just prioritizing, right? Because he believes that it's better to give priority to the town hall because it's so close. The gold mountain is, I mean, and the coal is kinda close as well. So he can, with low cost, make a really good amount of gold for the town hall. I'm not sure I agree that much with it though. From my experience, I don't know, I never really liked the games where I had a huge amount of gold and really small amount of iron. But I guess Ritter is still going to have something like 30 swordmen or its equivalent in crossbows and pikes, or more. Probably more, because this is Ritter and not Sando. Bozzo, I'm a little afraid because I know he did this strategy a few times and I've seen him pull it off, but I don't think I saw him try that on a 5 mines location before I saw him do this with something like 3 mines build and just something like 10, 12 bulbs on peacetime. I'm not quite sure that this can be done, like 3 kinds of army at the same time and all of them fine, and on top of that some horses. I would be surprised. Maybe he was just skip the horses to make it easier. I guess we'll see in a while. But as you probably know, as a huge Town Hall fan, I guess nothing better could happen than having not 1, not 2, but 3 players going for Town Hall builds. This will be super interesting to watch, I guess. Yep, 31 minutes till peacetime and Ritter already gathers gold. Same with Gross. The top team still needs, Botso still needs a while. Knowing Don't Talk, I don't expect him to go for the Town Hall here. But okay, what do we have here? He's got 5 iron slots, if I see correctly. Yep. It's a really annoying clock. Can we see anything more on this in the stats yet? Yeah. Okay. Seems like Mickey. I'm reading your mind. First you wanted me to show Botso's base. I didn't even look at the chat and I just did that. Now you're asking about Timber stats when I'm looking at them right now. Well. Anyway, this is the moment when we will slowly start seeing how good planting for all those players is. So we can see already the left side players, Botso and Gross, have a huge uptake here, while Don't Talk and Ritter have a small one, but it kinda seems fine, I guess. I'm pretty sure Don't Talk has to compensate. How many buildings does he have? I'll go back to the statistics soon, but just want to see if there's a huge difference. I mean, it's the same as Ritter, but he's building them like here, one here. Interesting. Just makes them all around the city, while Ritter just went for the places where he actually had the forests. And Don't Talk didn't take this one, but it's not a huge deal, honestly. I think this is pretty fine. Like, he tries to keep the base somewhat small. I thought it would be better to go like here. There's only 2 mines, obviously, but you wouldn't have to go like here. But I think he's doing quite fine, despite going to the right and then to top. I'm no longer sure if that was really a mistake. Yeah, you can see Gross has a really huge amount of tree trunks here. Let's try to find some other interesting statistics. So the top team has way better iron ore and a bit better iron because they started producing already, while the bottom is still waiting for that. Especially the Ritter is quite far back with far behind with his iron production, but then you can see the gold stats of the bottom team are starting to get ridiculous. So there's going to be shitloads of bubs unless they feel like trolling and do some weird strategy with the rogues or vagabonds. I mean, I would hope they will not make vagabonds, because this would be a really weird game. I want to see something where whoever wins doesn't win through gimmicks or doesn't lose through gimmicks, and rather than skill. I guess we'll find out soon. You can see that Botso is going for everything. Gross is probably going for the mill only, Don't Talk goes for normal base, and Retail does not care about food at all. And by the way, there's plenty of food on this map. Yeah, this is a typical Town Hall food setup, Town Hall plus iron. In Grossmeister's case, it's stronger because he made 2, but I guess it's not that big of a difference. It looks like 1. I mean, he's going to be quite safe with his food, and the Ritter, he will still be somewhat safe, I think, because there's a lot of food in storehouse, and he's still got plenty of time, so he can just make like 2 more farms soon, and he'll be fine. And then you've got Botso. I'm really curious if this is going to pay off. As I mentioned already, I have my doubts if this strategy can work well. You can see they're not bringing the gold from the gold mines at all, so I'm pretty sure, we're starting to see the beginning of his problems, and I anticipated those. It's not that easy to make 3 kinds of armies at the same time, gold, iron and leather based. He has to make some choices, especially when it's so far away. I mean, the gold mines are so far away. If he can gather the gold ore here, it might work, but I've got my doubts about it. Although right now, okay, let's see the gold charts. I mean, the ore chart is on par with the bottom team. I mean, you know what? Okay, it all depends on how the iron versus gold difference will look like. Yeah, you can see that Botso was the first to reach iron, but his graph goes like grosses, so it's not too amazing. But I guess he's got only 1. Yeah, that's why, okay. And this also kind of explains why he's trying to go for gold. Okay, in light of this, I think he's just going to make a really small iron production, maybe with 2 mines only so far, and the rest will be done much later, so in the peacetime maybe. And he wants to compensate this small production. Yep, going for Swordman. This small production with gold mines. I think that might actually work that way. And yeah, he can just make the iron a little later that way. It will still be working. Yeah, in 10 minutes he can finish the production. Yeah, this starts to make sense. The base is somewhat small, so it might work. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty interesting so far. It's an unorthodox build for Botso. It's a one that I saw him try already, just not on a 5 mines location. Okay, looks like somebody's trying to take stuff out of storehouse for the barracks. Can we see the warfare stats already? Yep, we've got 20 minutes left, and Ritter has already 114 gold. Okay, let's see the gold stats, because we can already see where this is going. Gross has 85, this is also pretty good. But Ritter's tempo is way better here. I wonder if Botso can go up soon. He's got slightly less oil than the others and way less gold, but obviously he has to scale up his city to be able to do this. And with town hall builds, you can either try to do what the bottom team did, so start very early but sacrifice their other stuff a bit, That being said, looking at details, I can't really say that he sacrificed anything. Yeah, look at this base. Now it's compact. Like, he just made a lot of gold mines, coal mines, sorry, and who's lagging? Don't talk is lagging a bit. But at least it's not me. Okay, so yeah, right now it's quite compact, and as I mentioned before, I believe his location is easier than Dontalk's. This is quite unfortunate for Dontalk, I guess. It's kinda... Looking at what Rita did right now, I only now realize how good this location can be. He just had to make the iron a little later, but he can with relative ease go for these 2 extra ones, so he will compensate easily. He already did, as you can see. This is deadly, this is really deadly. I think this might become the best iron plus gold build I've ever seen. Of course, it's a bit cheaty because he uses 10 iron and gold mines at the same time. So this is just a location which allows such a strategy. But this is going to be very, very hard to... Yeah, I'm starting to feel that the fight might be very one-sided, not because of skills, of fighting skills, but because Ritter and Gross might just have too much. Look at them. There's a really small difference between the gold amount. I mean, I had a feeling that Gross's location is easier. I don't know. Maybe there's not a huge difference after all. But yeah, this looks pretty worrying for the Polish team so far. On the other hand, the Battle team completely skipped ladder, so and horses. So there might be some chance here. Let's try to predict how much they can have on peacetime. Okay, so Rita already has 155 and Gross has 133, and their angle of the charts is going somewhat similarly, so there's still 15 minutes left. Okay, let me see, something like this. I think at this rate they could get 150 gold mod each, so each of them should have around 300 gold according to my current calculations, but that doesn't take into account whatever kinds of buildings they might still build. For example, you can see that Gross has 6, but Ritter has only 5 gold smelters, so there's still some room for improvement. As you can see, Gross is actually making the 7th one at the moment. This is interesting because I'm pretty sure this means that he will surpass his gold amount soon. Yeah, you can see these buildings in Ritter's base have a lot of gold. He had to focus a bit more on other stuff. Now he has to focus on coal. And coal graph is going to be... Oh, but look at this coal graph. Yeah, this is part of his success, I guess. Okay, let's... I didn't predict that one, but let's see the food. You should not worry much, because I played a lot of... like, for the last 1 or maybe 2 months, I keep playing Town Hall plus Iron only strategies, and as long as you make your farms around, even the first farm, like if you make 2 farms around 30 minutes, I think you'll still be fine. And I'm pretty confident in Ritter's ability to be able to anticipate how much food we need. Right now you can see it's working. He doesn't have food in storehouse, but he has 2 bakeries full of bread. He could add one more into that, that's for sure. He could, depending on how many serfs he has, 87, that's a lot. I think he needs 2 more farms at some point of time. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see if he makes 2 more later. If I was himself, I would definitely do that, but right now he's trying to boost his iron production even more. This is going to be insane amount, really. Okay, you can see that the iron between Dontok and Retail is currently almost the same. Retail has like 8 more, 10 more weapons or armors. Yeah, so like this. But Dontok has 8 horses, which is a nice thing. And on top of that, he also has leather. So, I mean, on the other hand, I would rather have 200 gold chests. Yeah. So this is like 30 babs, if I remember correctly. No, something like 20 something, 24 maybe. 25. Yeah, okay, but let's check Bozo, because, okay, turns out he finally made the town hall, and as I feared, at this moment it looks like he has a bit of everything and a bit of nothing at the same time. He didn't skip horses. This base might be interesting in mid and long term, but looking at the amount of stuff the Russians have, I don't think there's going to be a long term here. Very rushy army from the Russians here. Oh, and by the way, 10 minutes till peacetime might be a good time to finally start making swords, guys. To those who actually intend to do so. Oh, but I just noticed that Gross is going for the spam build, so he's not making any... yeah, but that makes sense because he has a lot of barbs coming. But Retail is going for some crossbows and some... I think he's going to trade for horses. But he's not doing that yet. And there's 9 minutes left, so this is a pretty good time to start trading, I guess. I mean, otherwise, why would he need around 10 swordmen, if not for adding horses to them? Yeah, Bozo should definitely start doing swords. It's only got 1 building too. This looks pretty bad. Yeah, I think we're starting to see the beginnings of the failure here. Bozo, there's no way Bozo will have enough swords on peacetime, so they're kinda doomed here. Well, I mean, Dontok has more or less a similar problem, it seems, but at least he has 2 buildings for making the swords, so he should be somewhat safe. At least I'm not worried about his horses having enough swords. And there's still some time. Okay, let's check some graphs. Of course, Dontok has the best weapons graph, but then it's a bit worrying that Retail is the next guy here, even despite Bozo being a bit later with his gold production, so theoretically he should be better overall with everything else. That being said, I think he might surpass Ritter soon, because the angle of the graph is a bit better for Bozzo here, so it might just take a little while longer. The gold graph, this is insane, and Gross is even more insane than Ritter at the moment. And yeah, Bozzo's gamble did not pay off as I feared. He's not even. Oh wait, that's interesting. I mean, if he builds the extra gold smelters, it might start paying off. But they're still not taking out enough of this gold. Or you can see, yeah, as soon as he needed more and more serfs in the core of his base, this started flatlining here. So that was a really weird decision if he didn't want to focus on the town hall. Yep, that was a mistake. Unless they can live through the first 15 minutes. Well, so far it looks like the bottom will have a ridiculous army. Don't Talk will also have a nice one, but I'm a bit worried about Bozzo. Mainly, I mean, both top players don't have enough iron weapons at the moment, and this is the biggest problem right now. There's only 4 minutes left. Don't Talk needs something like 14 swords, while Bozzo needs 19. And has only one weapon smithy at the moment. This is pretty bad. They will need to be very clever to survive this. From the armies alone, at least. Yo. Okay, it turns out maybe Ritter just likes to have a couple swordmen for tanking or whatever. That's not the worst choice, I guess. And it looks like there's 3 minutes left, and Gross already has 300 gold, while Ritter still needs 15 more chests, which would probably take like 30 seconds. 1 minute, yeah. Okay. Now this is it's a good idea to take a really quick look at all the bases. Let's see how much I can zoom out. Can I do this? Okay, I won't risk more. With the top team not having enough swords, this might be very one-sided after peacetime, but on the other hand they've got quite some horses. It's not as good army as the bottom team has, that's for sure. The bottom team has something really massive, but it's not bad either. They just went too much Regis mode here with the swords, right? But if they can somehow survive the first minutes, it might be good. I don't like what Bozzo did, as I mentioned before. This is a bit of everything, a bit of nothing, and definitely not the greatest numbers from him. I mean, if I did it like he did, I would rather go for gathering iron ore in storehouse and focusing on gold first, just like Ritter did, and then make smaller iron production or rush the iron once the base is complete, something like this. That would pay off a bit more here. We've got 1 minute left, so as you can see, the bottom team has each 45 to 50 iron troops and 330 to 340 chests, while the top has roughly well, together they have 22 horses. Botso has some gold in Town Hall, but in general the biggest problem is that they don't have a lot of swords here. They will have to stall a bit to make, I mean especially Botso, because Don't Talk looks quite fine with swords right now. Botso needs 5 more minutes, I guess. But the armies are not as good as for the bottom team, so the prediction is pretty clear right now. The bottom should probably win. Yeah, I mean, they both had like 5 iron and 5 gold mines each on all locations. So it was a no-brainer to go for a gold-based strategy, especially on Litter's lock. And on Gross's lock, I guess, because it's also quite close. And the iron is quite far away on all the locations, so yeah. But also the biggest issue with balance for me here is that Don't Talk's lock is way worse. He handled it pretty well, I'd say. On the other hand, I would say Botso did not use the best building strategy here. Not the one that fits this map the best. This lock, I mean. This lock, yeah. Yeah, definitely the top right lock is complete crap. Right. Just a little last look. You can see Ritter has 10 gold smelters and Gross has 8. Is he trading? Ah yeah, the usual town hall trade. Team bet for gold ore. Yep, it doesn't seem like they are waiting for anything, and it will be hard to show what happens here because they're attacking 2 fronts at the same time. There's already a fight on the right side. It's pretty much lost for the Don't Talk, I think. Although this is a really weird catch. Might be lucky for Don't Talk. Let's try to kind of focus here, but okay, I can't zoom out enough for you to hear the sounds, but there's a fight on the right. I mean, there was. Yeah, this is GG. Just too much. There was no chance. I mean, it's really sad to see this happen. I really hoped for a more close one, but there was just no chance. This is really annoying, really. I don't think the Polish team deserved that. Definitely, Don't Talk's locks was worse than the others. I have my doubts for Botso's lock. Okay, I mean, maybe Botso, yeah, Botso could have played this better. I don't think this is the right tactic to use here, but you could see that Botso was not even important here because Ritter just crashed. Yeah, that was painfully short. Yeah, just look at that. Looks like twice the army power amount. This was devastating. So it turns out Gross had like 40 warriors. Ritter had like 41 on peacetime, 41 barbs. That's just... you can't stop it with a normal kind of army. Of course, Ritter and Gross are considered one of the best players out there, but in this case I think it was a bit too much. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's it. So thanks for watching. I really hope for a longer fight here. That's kind of a bummer. But it was a bit imbalanced game. I'm not quite sure it's entirely the Polish team's fault here. Just they just had worse locks, I guess. At least in case of Don't Talk, I'm quite sure about it. Plus, as I mentioned, Boco could have went for a bit different playstyle if he wanted to compete against Gross here.